Hey lads and lasses, how's they doing? Got a quick video for you, because today, say hello Clifford.
Hello.
Hello. He's going to join me today for his first ever ride on a electric GB kite. And I've been doing a lot of videos on these kites lately, they're quite exciting. We've been out for about 2 weeks now, and you're finally going to get your first ride on one on the 15th. Yeah. There's two on there. We were going to get the one that's after this one, but I've just noticed that this one's now out. So I thought we'll save for half an hour and we'll get this one. So it should be just at the top of the road, around the corner. It's due out in about 4 minutes. So we'll get your reactions and your thoughts and opinions on them. So we'll see you soon. Right, your first kite is pulling in behind us. What are your thoughts?
Very impressed.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am very excited. Get myself a day rider.
Yes. So this one is 63576. We're going to do a round trip on this one.
Tell I don't use buses very often. Right. I'm not a regular bus traveller, so you let me know.
Yeah, right. It's going to do a round trip. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah?
I prefer these to the Utons already.
Wow.
You know, in terms of how they're designed internally.
Yes.
I think these are so much nicer. I'm just so pleased that that horrible beige E-leather's gone. I hated that.
Yeah.
Just not nice to sit on really, and it just didn't look very nice.
I do like
beige
the
and
on
pink
this.
is not my colour scheme for inside really.
Not when you've got a green exterior as well.
No,
it's very strange.
No. Yeah.
You'll note about these ones as well, I'll just flip the camera around. The wall art is different on each bus. So we've got corn exchange on this one.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. We've had like the town hall, we've got City Square on a couple of them. Some shots down on the river as well.
You know, this is the longest journey I've made on a battery bus. I was in New Zealand in 2019 and their capital city shut down an electric trolleybus system and put Chinese electric battery buses on.
Wow.
And I actually did the journey that I'd done on a trolley bus years ago in Wellington on a battery bus, and it was quite an experience, and it was a double decker as well. And what was it? He's driving this really well. The driver on this bus has got the hang of this. We're not all being jerked about and bashing the knees. Well, this bus in Wellington, it was obviously not used to driving a battery vehicle, and it was flooring the accelerator. We're all being thrown backwards and forwards. It was quite an unpleasant ride, really. But these can really shift.
See how quick this double acceleration.
That's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, I went on a Uton and I wasn't that keen, to be honest. I don't know what it was about. Maybe the interior was a bit drab.
I think
These
if they
have
had the
got a
interior that these have,
yeah,
that'd be quite nice.
they just looked a bit dismal inside. I like them outside, but internally
they're really
dismal.
nice.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that the aircon and the battery pods on the roof aren't covered up,
No.
which I thought was a strange choice, because the other people that are ordering Utons have got the panels to cover them
it'll
up.
be interesting to see in 3 years' time what the battery range is on these. You know, when the batteries start to go, because if you think of the hybrids, the batteries every 5 years, and they were only being used part of the time, weren't they? But obviously the technology's moved on dramatically since 2011. But this could outpace my car, that's, you know. Interesting to see it on here, on this bit of the...
So it's 40 on here and 40 up past the prison as well for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's really picking the pace up, really.
Very impressive. Getting G-force on this. It's not, the thing I've noticed about it is there's not lots of rattles and bangs. We're not being thrown about, are we? And that'll be because it weighs 19 tons. Think how heavy this thing is.
You
Like
can
an armoured vehicle,
feel
isn't it?
that it's a heavy bus as well, can't you?
Hell yeah. It's like one of those Hummers that they used in Jason Bourne, isn't it? You ever seen the Jason Bourne film, the Hummer?
Yeah.
Big military vehicles in America. This is all changing round here, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is on the SRE84 family. It's certainly a lot better, especially with putting extra signals on this next bit we're coming up to.
If the aircon goes, you've got opening windows, haven't you?
Yeah, and they're quite big as well on these ones, compared to like the street decks.
Yeah.
And even the predecessors to these, the street airs.
Yeah.
They only had the slim windows that the street decks carry.
I saw those in Edinburgh, those street airs. That's the only place I've ever seen the street air was in Edinburgh.
It's the only place that got them,
Yeah.
apart from the
And
demonstrator,
they've been
which
withdrawn already.
yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't successful.
In fact, Edinburgh's got rid of all its early electrics, hasn't it? Those other Volvos that they had, which I really liked. I thought fantastic design.
Yeah.
But everywhere that's had them has got rid of them, haven't they?
I think Volvo have kept Lothian have kept on to theirs.
You know that the plan
Yeah.
for the Edinburgh versions of those, the Lothian ones, was that they would use flash charging on those with pantographs on the roof.
Oh, similar to how
Like
Harrogate
Harrogate's
used.
got. So
Yeah.
the plan was for Lothian, they were going to be used on bus routes that they would flash charge and run on electric only through the centre of Edinburgh. So down Princes Street where the trams are,
Yeah.
those buses were supposed to be electric only on that section.
Oh.
And then they put the pantograph up to charge and then go across the city. And then go...
So that like trolley buses in
yeah,
a sense.
they'd run in
Oh, that'd have been quite
That
interesting.
was the plan. They were going to be a lot more ambitious with them. Yeah.
I mean, the newer versions of those B5LH hybrids, even the Gemini 3 deckers, where they can run solely in electric up to about 20 miles an hour, they won't go into diesel mode until you hit that speed, so they can go long distances just in battery power. So that shows how well the technology's improved, because we've got
It's
similar
come on in
buses.
leaps and bounds, hasn't it?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
developing all the time. It's getting better all the time. I see what's really interesting. I was reading this morning that the cost of raw materials to make batteries, because China's gone into a slump.
Right.
China was buying all the raw materials, so the cobalt, the lithium, all the stuff to put in batteries. It's costing an absolute fortune, massively. I think there's been a 70% drop in like the cost of lithium, which makes these buses more economic.
Oh, that's
Put
good
on
then.
as well,
Yeah.
because that was the issue with them. They cost half as much again to buy, don't they?
Yeah.
I've never been on this route before. I don't have a clue which way it goes now. You're now leaving the territory I know.
What are your
Does
thoughts
it
so
go
far?
far? Very impressed. I think it's really good, really nice.
I can't wait to drive them.
I have to say, I can't wait for the day that all the street decks have gone.
Yeah.
I'm never, do you know,
There's another one over there on Staffbus. In fact, we should be passing the one behind soon on Army Town Street, but there's one on the Staffbus over there as well. See if we can get a shot at that.
honestly say that the street deck is the world's worst buy.
Certainly of the modern era, isn't it?
No, you'll notice that they're not entering service anywhere else. There's only...
There's that one. Yeah, it seems to be First and Diamond that, but obviously First, Diamond like ex-First territory anyway, isn't
Yeah.
it? So that'll be what they're familiar with anyway.
Yeah.
So we should be passing the other one in the next 5-10 minutes, which is the one we initially were going to go
It's
for.
the
till
one
we
I
spotted
saw
this one.
coming to meet you, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, these are really impressive. Yeah. And I'm getting more used to the colour scheme now. I was a big critic of the grey.
It's a bit of an odd
Because
choice, I think.
It is, yeah. I was a big critic of that. Simply because I just preferred the green. I liked having the green back.
Yeah. I mean, even like the seats, like they're purple and grey to match the exterior, but I don't really like the fact that they're using grey leather for the
No, I
seats
don't
or even the
understand
driver's
that.
seat,
I
because they're
can
going to
only
get
think
mucky really quick.
what I'm thinking with that is just about, wiping it clean. it'll be a hygiene issue that we've gone for the. Do you know what Leeds City Transport used to do on their single decker seats like this? They have detachable covers, so the seats are upholstered with headrests on.
Yeah.
But then they have these things that strapped on, you know, that they could take away and wash.
Okay.
So all the and it had LCT, it had a logo on it, Leeds City Transport, and that's what they did.
That's what I'm missing off these. Something
Yeah.
on the headrest, a little electric logo.
You know the guy who's restored 1070?
Yes.
He was looking for a set of those seat covers with Leeds City Transport on to put on his headrest for his AC Swift.
Oh, fantastic.
Because it needs a new set. We can mix them up. They were in like PVC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were just sort of stuck on with it. It had a very sort of stylish sort of Art Deco LCT logo on it. It was quite
Was it
unusual.
embroidered in sort of thing?
It was printed on.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Gosh, I've not been down here in years. They go through Wingate Junction.
Sort of. It goes next to it. That's just on the left-hand side as we go across here. So this goes on the heights.
This is an absolute pleasure to ride in compared to a straight deck. You know, where they seem to struggle.
Oh, this is very
and
underpowered,
there's that
aren't
that fan's kicking in really loud.
they? Yeah.
Altogether, just not a very nice vehicle. I know through people I know that drive them.
They're not the best, are they?
No, I've got a mate who's drives at Hunslet, and when some old Volvos came back, we were nearly fighting to get this bus.
Try and get one.
Yeah, he couldn't believe how much power it had. 9-litre engine, it was fantastic.
Worst thing they did, I think, was to get rid of all the V9s out of Leeds.
Well, they're all
That they
coming
did.
back, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they've suddenly realised
We're getting,
we need
we're
some.
getting some Oldham ones, aren't we, next month?
Supposed to be getting some from Oldham, yeah.
I mean, nothing looks in good condition at that depot. They seem to have been really neglected, you know, not given much money to look after Manchester's bus services.
No, probably because they know they're slowly leaving.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Probably not too
Yeah.
fussed, are they?
No. So you've got Wi-Fi, sort of USB plug-ins.
Wi-Fi,
on these.
USB on these. Obviously, your contactless payments, what you use to purchase your ticket, you tap on, tap off, things like that.
You don't see many people tapping on and off, you know. I was watching when I went up to Lawnswood.
Yeah.
Very few, I didn't see anybody tapping on and off, you know. They were all using the app and going to the driver, using this thing.
I mean, the app has better value for money anyway, isn't it? But sometimes it's only like 10-20p difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, if
Everybody
you're using the
queued
bus
up.
regularly, that's at least £1 or £2.
Everybody
over the
queued
course
up
of
to
the
see the driver. Nobody was using the tap on and off. It's just not captured people's imagination. And I think one of the reasons why it's not working in Leeds, and it works in London, is 2 doors.
week. Yeah. Well, they've no choice either if they just can't pay with cash in London.
But
And it's all one flat pair
see,
system anyway.
if you've got if you can board like there's 3 doors on a lot of London services, isn't there?
Yeah.
So if you can get off and tap out at a door where people aren't bashing into you getting on, there's more incentive to use it.
Yeah. I haven't seen the other one yet, unless we've passed it.
Yeah.
But we couldn't see it. Where we saw that staff bus.
There's the old Leeds City Transport bus terminus down here. I'll point it out to you. The concrete wall, you'll recognise it. Which is the old 42 terminus.
Oh, right, okay. Is that
Still
in Old
be-
Farnley? Or is that along? So this is the heights, and then it goes on to the Gambles, which is on the back of Bramley Depot, and then it drops down onto Old
I'm
Farnley.
losing my bearings here. Yeah, but I'm thinking of the other route down to the Ring Road. It's got the 42 terminal in it. How manoeuvrable these are, you see, on roads like this. It's the massive.
Very tight.
When there's lots of these in service, at 19 tons each. Now these potentially should be good in the snow because of the weight. They should potentially be better than a normal bus. But will the roads cope with this weight? That's the thing.
Well, as we've seen before with the U-Tongs on the 5, you look at the bus stops when the 5 serves in town, where there's dips where the bus has stopped because of the weight of them and the road starting to sink. when they was doing all the roads up back in 2020 onwards in the city centre, they've not really thought ahead of like future-proofing them. It's not often you get to get on this bus stop properly. It's always cars back, isn't it? What do you think with the camera mirror technology on these?
Are the drivers liking that? It must take some getting used to.
Yeah, it does. It's very hit and miss with each driver. Some are liking it, some are not.
I would imagine
They're just got to get used to it, haven't they?
bus mirrors make the bus a lot wider, don't they? If you think of it, in terms of getting through gaps and also storing buses and depots, if you don't have those big mirrors on, you've got more space on the to park them up.
You're not having to worry about, for example, knocking the mirrors off if you're too close to something, or people even whacking their head when they're getting off the bus.
Because I've done that. I actually did that getting off the bus at the St John's Centre. When I was a teenager, and I turned sharp right, whacked my head on the mirror.
Them LX400s were terrible for it because they were big, massive mirrors. Height.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you were in a rush and you weren't paying attention, you'd definitely be face planting one of those.
Yeah. I mean, these must be an absolute dream for drivers after a street deck. Flying around in one of these because it can get up any of the hills. It doesn't notice a hill, does it?
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
No. Because I think that was the big criticism of my mate as a driver. Is underpowered. He said, getting onto roundabouts.
Yeah.
With 70 people on board, he said, he would struggle to get off from. He said, he used to leave a big gap because I didn't set off. Because the bus was struggling that much.
Yeah, of course, just up there.
That's the legendary bridge that's created a few up top of that, hasn't it? Are these longer than a street deck or the same length?
Longer than a street deck. The standard length of I think 12 metres, so it's normal single decker length.
Yeah.
So they'll be the equivalent of the B7 RLEs.
Yeah, same length
on this route. Yeah.
Same seating capacity.
Yeah, I think
pretty much. There's not much in it, is
I think there's like 2 seats difference.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad really.
No.
I mean, it's nice to see that there's not.
There's a street light.
That's what they're going to be replacing. There we are. So there's already 2 of these that are off-road now. One of them's away at Cummins, having a new engine put in. And then another one is having something done.
I think they were only a temporary. They only came as a swap, didn't they? Wales. Yeah.
So the sun's in the way now. This way. So I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Double deckers, didn't they?
Yeah, but the idea with those were to upgrade the 5 route because they had the older Eclipses, the like 05 plates and that on the number 5, and they wanted newer vehicles.
Yeah.
So with them being 15 plate, I think we've received them in maybe 2017. It was windy.
Where I live, the wind last night, honestly, unbelievable.
But I kind of feel sorry in a way for the streetlights as much as I don't like them, because when they were on the 5 they got replaced by electric buses, so then they got shunted onto other routes, and now once again they've been replaced by electric buses with these ones.
I think that the issue with the streetlight is potentially they are the wrong size. They're a little bit too small.
They're not ideal for Leeds in a way.
Leeds has never been good with Dennis Dart type size buses, midi buses.
Midi buses, isn't it? Yeah.
This size is perfect for Leeds because this can go on a double deck route and it can go.
Yeah.
But you can't put a street light on a lot of busy double deck routes, can you? They're
you see when they put them on these busy routes because of the shorter vehicles for whatever reason, and they're absolutely rammed to the door at tea time and leaving people behind.
And
because they can only seat about 34 people, and then you could have maybe 20 standing at most.
At one point, Leeds had about 80 Dennis Darts in the mid-90s.
They had Plaxton ones, and then they had the Alexanders as well, didn't they?
They were absolutely terrible. You couldn't move inside. And when you're my height, you were just those leg room was non-existent.
No.
And the routes that they were put on, like the 91, 51, 52, major cross-city routes were converted to Dennis Dart. And literally within months, people were all up in arms complaining. And so what happened is double-deckers were shipped in. I mean, I can remember a load of Glasgow Olympians came to replace them on the 51, 52. They were brought in to upgrade the capacity on those routes because darts just couldn't cope.
It's certainly not going up the hill either at Cherwell.
So they sort of went in dribs and drabs really.
Yeah.
They sort of just quietly disposed of around the country.
Rejoined on the route now, on that road.
This is a tight squeeze getting around. Is this a cross-city route? No, it just goes to the bus station.
No, it doesn't even go there. Just to
Park Road. Yeah.
This will be a true test for the Kite.
Well, I'm going to say
it
doesn't seem to notice hills this at all, does it?
No, it gets a little bit steeper up here, as you can see. Let's see if we can spin the camera around.
It's, oh yeah, I've driven up this hill with my car, so...
so you know it well.
When you're a driver, you know, I've got some mates in Pudsing, and I come this way from town, but I don't go... That hill up to the Butter Bowl is really steep.
Yeah.
Really steep like that.
So I've not actually done a Kite on the 15 yet, so this is new to me as well.
And it's narrow, there's cars parked up here, so it'd be interesting to see
Yeah.
how it copes with this.
It's just a way, isn't it?
That's the way I go that way, you see. Not much leeway here for people park on that side of the road. Oh, it's a rugby
Yeah.
race on that side. No, it's not having any issues at all with this.
It's not, is it? It's a fair gradient, is this hill?
Yeah.
So it's probably about 15% or so.
This would be a lumbering nightmare in a street deck, wouldn't it? Can you
Street
imagine
decks,
a 70
street
people
lights very often struggle here.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, it's not even noticed that, has it?
No, not at all.
Yeah. As we see the old part of farmland.
Yeah.
We've not seen the other one, have we? I wonder where it's gone.
I think we must have passed it because there's a bit where we're going up Town Street.
Oh, and it goes round the other way.
Yeah, there's the other road on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
And we must have passed it there. The way we passed the street light,
Yeah.
Gamble Hills, we'll probably pass the other part as well. So
Yeah.
I'll get a shot of that as well. I might get a video of this one going back. I don't think I've got this one yet.
Is this the terminus then,
It is for the 42, but not for the 15. So it loops round here, and it'll continue down that road to do the big loop round
Right.
to the bottom of where the Butter Bowl is, and then come back
Yeah.
up behind us there.
I'm trying to think when the picture was taken of the first driver-only double-decker. I think it was there. There were pictures of it on the very first journey, everyone paying the driver. I'm sure it was that stop, back in 1969.
Wow.
It was quite a big occasion, really. Because the thing is, Leeds had gone down a single-deck route, which they were legalised a lot sooner for one driver.
Okay.
So they...
Is that because they were easy to manage, sort of
Yeah,
thing?
so the unions were quite happy to let one driver with a single-decker collect fares. And so Leeds bought a massive number of single-deckers, and then they legalised double-deckers then. And so then that's when these jumbos appeared, these double-deckers. As soon as that became legal, Leeds started building those. And they were built across gates, literally.
Oh, the robotic ones, of course, yeah.
And then the single-deckers petered out. They bought less and less of them then. Just
Yeah.
didn't need them, you know. They were just bought because they could get rid of the conductor.
Yeah. So they're like a stopgap sort of thing, wasn't it? Temporary measure.
And the thing you've got to remember is that the government subsidised the cost to get rid of conductors. They got a discount on the price of the bus. And they got it started off at like 25% discount, and it went up to 50%.
Wow.
So it meant that a lot of buses that were conductor operated couldn't be converted to driver only. Went to scrap after like 6 or 7 years old.
It's not much, is it? This is
No.
the 10 minutes here.
Is this the terminus? Yeah.
So I might end this clip and then get your summary at the end when we get off. So I want to get everything going the other way as well.
It's alright with us staying on, isn't it?
Just let me know.
Well, thanks for riding.
So there it is, off it goes, and here's one of the older electrics, 70 plate Yutong from a different manufacturer. So you'll have probably, by the time this video goes up, you'll have seen my other video comparing all the different electric buses of Leeds. But there you go. So yeah, we're just gonna bob over here and get a quick sum up, get Clifford's thoughts and opinions of the new GB Kite Electroliner. So come join us over there. So yeah, so you're joining us here. There's that Yutong behind us. Now we'll get onto that in a minute. GB Kite Electroliner, your first ride on one. What was your impressions? What's your initial impressions at
Very
first?
impressed. A lot better than I expected, to be honest, because we've had so many Wright buses in Leeds, haven't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And they've all shaken, rattled and rolled, but even out of the box, brand new, everything's shaking and bouncing around. And there's always a sense as well that they're massively underpowered. You know, that the engine's struggling like mad to get them up and down hills. This Kite single decker literally just flew. It dealt with a very complex bus route there, with absolutely loads of hills and awkward junctions, tight turns, speed bumps. It handled absolutely everything, and the hills at the Butterbowl Estate, which are really, really steep. It flew up that hill at Old Farnley. It was like the hill wasn't even there. I was very, very impressed.
Really, really powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that it just doesn't struggle.
And when it came onto the ring road to come into the city centre, it was a way, literally, wasn't it? It could keep up with any cars on the road. It's off at the starting blocks and it's away.
I mean, that section on like Wellington Bridge, down the gyrator train, up towards the prison, it's all 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It
had no issues with that at all, did
No
it?
bother at all for it to try to get up to speed on there.
Very attractive layout internally, very pleasant bus to travel on.
Yeah.
Much prefer the upholstered seating.
Yeah.
It's so much nice. The windows are enormous. I mean, there's lots of light coming in.
It's very bright in areas, and even the little hoppers aren't as little anymore.
That's right. So I think what I appreciated about it was the fact that you've also got opening windows in the event that the aircon, anything, if say there's an issue with the air conditioning on a hot summer's day, you can pull them windows open and it's absolutely fine.
And they're big enough to let a lot of air in, which is where the street decks lack, because they're only tiny little, few inch depth windows.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of difference in the summer.
No.
Honestly. So
I look forward to see. I mean, my only criticism of them was the colour scheme. Really.
I think it's grown on you now, isn't it?
It's grown on me, and it's not because I don't like the colour scheme they're in. It's to do with the fact that they're on a Leeds City branded network. Yeah. Where they're sort of mixed in with lots of two-tone green buses that passengers are used to using. And we saw, didn't we, actually, a man looking at the bus thinking, well, is my ticket valid on this? Yeah. Because it's grey and blue, you know. So, that was my only sort of niggling concern with them, was why have we got a new identity?
For an already well-established brand for Leeds.
That was the thing that I thought was a bit unusual. But generally speaking, very impressed. Yeah. Roll it on.
Let's bring on the rest of them.
Yes, I've enjoyed my journey.
So thank you for joining me today.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Glad you've enjoyed your first kite experience. I'm sure you'll be going out and getting some more at some point.
I've had 2 chocolate biscuits. I've had
nice
it's quite a scenic route, actually.
It's not too bad, is it?
Not bad at all, really. Better than I thought it would be.
Say it serves all the housing estates.
Yeah. Certainly climbed some steep hills, didn't we?
Yeah. We'll just wait and see what these deckers look like. See if they come with the 2024 design.
So I think we should do a road test on a guideway next.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
We'll do that next. Yes.
When we see one guided up and go out on the guideway,
I think that's what we'll do.
Test one out.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. The Steads are out.
Steads.